Have you ever felt a perfect English sentence hovering on the tip of your tongue, then slipping away when you need it most? In today's lesson, we'll test one idea that could unlock effortless fluency: description, not speed or huge vocabulary lists. We'll pick a single object and add layers, color, texture, sound, feeling, until your words paint scenes people can see. You'll try quick drills, sensory prompts, and small storytelling upgrades that quietly retrain how you think in English. By the end, you may realize fluency isn't faster, it's clearer, more deliberate, vivid. Curious? Have you ever noticed how sometimes fluency in English feels like a race you cannot win? You try to speak quickly, hoping to sound natural, but instead you stumble, hesitate, and forget words. The truth is, fluency is not about speed or memorizing endless vocabulary lists. It is about clarity, comfort, and the ability to describe what you see, feel, and think in simple, natural English. Description is the true key to fluency, because when you can describe anything around you, you will never run out of words again. Imagine walking into your bedroom right now. If someone asked you, "What does it look like?" you might answer simply, "It's nice." But that answer does not give your listener much information. Instead, try adding layers. You could say, "My bedroom is cozy." That already feels better. Then add more. "My bedroom is cozy and filled with green plants." Now add even more. "My bedroom is cozy, filled with plants, and the walls are painted a calming sage green." Finally, you could say, "My bedroom is cozy, filled with plants, the walls are painted sage green, and a wide window lets in the warm morning light, making the room feel like my private sanctuary." Step by step, the picture becomes alive. That is the power of description. This method works with anything: an object, a person, a place, or even a feeling. Take a simple coffee mug. At first you might say, "The mug is ceramic." That is fine, but very short. Add more detail. "The mug is ceramic and yellow." Then expand again. "The mug is a cheerful yellow ceramic with a funny cartoon cat painted on the side." Suddenly, your listener can see the mug in their mind. And each extra layer is not only improving your English, but also training your brain to think directly in English without translation. The same happens with food. You could say, "I ate breakfast," but that is flat and forgettable. Try this instead. "I had a slice of warm, crispy sourdough toast with melted butter and a fluffy omelet filled with spinach and cheese." Now your listener is almost tasting your breakfast with you. This is how you transform simple ideas into fluent English. The beauty of this approach is that it works at every level. A beginner may use basic words like big, small, red, or tasty. An advanced learner may use more precise words like enormous, crimson, or deliciously fragrant. Both are correct. The difference lies in detail. Fluency is built not by racing through sentences, but by layering description until your listener can imagine the scene clearly. And once you start practicing, you will realize that description makes English fun. It becomes a creative process, like painting with words. So, if you have ever struggled to keep a conversation going, here's your first challenge. Look around right now. Pick one object near you and describe it in English. In the first step, you learn that description is the foundation of fluency. When you describe, you give life to your words, and you never run out of things to say. But the next secret is learning how to expand your sentences step by step so that your English flows naturally, like a story rather than broken pieces. Many learners stop after one short idea. "The lamp is brass." That is correct, but it does not sound fluent. Fluency comes when you add more layers, materials, colors, senses, feelings, and even comparisons, until your listener can picture the lamp in their mind. Let's try it together. Start simple. "The lamp is made of brass." Now add one detail. "The lamp has a tall brass base." Add more. "The lamp has a tall brass base and a cream-colored shade." Keep going. "The lamp has a tall brass base, a cream shade, and it gives off a warm, soft light in the evening." Finally, add a function. "The lamp has a tall brass base, a cream shade, gives off warm light, and I use it for reading at night." Do you see how one simple idea has grown into a fluent, flowing description? This is how you expand. The same technique works with people. A beginner might say, "She is my colleague." Add more. "She is my colleague. She is tall, and she has curly red hair." Expand again. "She is my colleague, tall with curly red hair, and she always wears colorful dresses." Add character. "She is my colleague, tall with curly red hair, always in colorful dresses, and she has a warm smile that makes people feel comfortable. Suddenly, your English does not sound like a textbook. It sounds alive, personal, and natural. To build fluency, you also need to use linking words. Instead of speaking in short, separate sentences, connect your ideas with and but, so while, because, after, before. For example, instead of saying, I went to the cafe, I drank coffee, I read a book, you can say, I went to the cafe where I drank coffee and read a book while sitting by the window. This connection makes your English smooth and pleasant to listen to. Another powerful tool is comparison. A short sentence like, her laugh is nice is correct, but flat. Compare it, her laughter was like music, or her laughter sounded like bubbling springs. With just a comparison, your English becomes more vivid and memorable. You can also use metaphors like, his mind is a steel trap, or she is a fountain of creativity. These images make you sound advanced and expressive. So here is your practice challenge. Take one simple idea today and expand it step by step. Begin with a basic sentence, then add details about color, sizes, senses, feelings, and comparisons. Use linking words to connect everything into one smooth flow. At first, it may feel slow, but with practice, you will notice that your sentences grow naturally and your conversations feel more confident and alive. This is the second step to fluency, learning to expand your English like building a tower, one brick at a time. In the last step, you discovered how to expand your sentences layer by layer, using details, linking words, and comparisons. Now, let's take this technique into your daily life. Because fluency is not built in a classroom once a week, it grows in every small moment of your day. If you can describe your food, your morning routine, the weather outside, or even a short walk, then English will slowly become the language of your thoughts, not just your lessons. Let's begin with food, because everyone eats every day. A basic answer might be, I had breakfast. That is correct, but too short. Expand it, I had toast and eggs. Add more, I had a slice of warm, crispy toast with butter and a fluffy omelet. Keep going, I had a slice of warm, crispy sourdough toast with melted butter and a fluffy 3-egg omelet filled with spinach and cheese, and I ate it at my sunny kitchen table. Do you see how this one moment is no longer just food? It becomes an experience. And when you practice describing your meals, you are not just improving English, you are training your senses, taste, smell, touch, to speak with detail. The same method works with your daily routine. A beginner might say, I woke up at 7, but you can make it fluent. I woke up at 7 and stretched slowly in my bed. Add more. I woke up at 7, stretched slowly in my bed, and looked out the window at the soft golden morning sun. Add again. I woke up at 7, stretched in my cozy bed, looked out at the golden morning sun, and felt completely refreshed after a good night's sleep. Suddenly, you are not just listing an action, you are telling a story. Weather is another daily opportunity. Instead of saying it is cold, you could say, it is cold and windy today. Expand again. It is cold and windy. The sky is gray, and I can hear the sound of dry leaves blowing across the street. Add senses. It is cold and windy. The sky is gray. The dry leaves scrape across the street, and the air smells sharp and fresh. Now your listener can imagine being there with you. And don't forget actions. Instead of I went for a walk, try I went for a quiet walk through the park. Add more. I went for a quiet walk through the park, and the air was cool and refreshing. Expand again. I went for a quiet walk through the park. The air was cool and refreshing, and I saw children laughing while chasing pigeons near the fountain. With practice, every action becomes a story. Here's your challenge. For 1 week, choose one small part of your day, your breakfast, your commute, the weather, or one activity, and describe it in at least 4 sentences in English. Start simple, then add more details each time. This will not only improve your fluency, but also make your everyday life feel richer, more vivid, and full of stories waiting to be told. This is the third step to fluency, bringing English. In the last step, you discovered how to bring description into daily life, your food, your routine, the weather, and small actions. But fluency does not stop there. If you want to sound truly natural and engaging, you must also learn to describe what is invisible, your feelings, your memories, and your personal experiences. These are the things that make your English not only clear, but also human. Let's begin with feelings. Most learners answer the question, "How are you?" with a simple, "I'm fine" or "I'm good." That is correct, but it ends the conversation. Instead, imagine how much more fluent and interesting you sound when you add layers. For example, "I feel calm today." Add more, "I feel calm and centered." Expand again, "I feel calm, centered, and ready to handle whatever comes my way." Add even more, "I feel calm, centered, ready for the day, and grateful for this quiet moment before everything begins." Now your response paints a full picture of your inner world. Describing emotions is powerful because it shows not only your vocabulary, but also your ability to connect with others. Memories are another rich area for practice. Instead of just saying, "I remember my graduation," you can expand. "I remember walking across the stage to receive my diploma." Add more. "I remember walking across the stage, seeing my family cheering, and feeling an overwhelming sense of pride." Add senses. "I remember the sound of applause, the bright lights, and the warmth of my mother's smile in the audience." Suddenly, your memory is alive, and your listener can almost feel it with you. Experiences also deserve more than one short sentence. A beginner might say, "I went hiking yesterday." That is fine, but very flat. Expand it. "I went hiking yesterday, and the trail was steep but exciting." Add more. "I went hiking yesterday. The trail was steep, the air was cool, and the view from the top was breathtaking." Add even more. "I went hiking yesterday. The trail was steep, the air was cool, the view was breathtaking, and I felt completely at peace sitting on a rock eating an apple while looking at the mountains." Notice how a single action turns into a full story. Here's your practice challenge. Each evening, take 3 minutes to describe one emotion, one memory, or one experience from your day. Don't stop at one sentence. Add layers, senses, details, and feelings. Say it aloud, record yourself if possible, and listen again. With time, you will build a wide emotional vocabulary and a natural ability to share personal stories in English. This is the fourth step to fluency, going beyond objects and actions and learning to describe the invisible, your feelings, your memories, your experiences. When you can express in the last step, you learned how to describe emotions, memories, and personal experiences. That was about the past and the present. Now, to sound truly fluent and confident, you must also learn to describe the future, your plans, your dreams, and even your imagination. Because fluency is not just about reporting what has happened, it is about sharing your vision of what will happen and what could happen. This makes your English alive, creative, and inspiring. Let's start simple. A beginner might say, "I will travel next year." That is correct, but too short. Expand it. "I will travel to the mountains next year." Add more. "I will travel to the mountains next year and stay in a cozy cabin." Add again. "I will travel to the mountains, stay in a cozy cabin, and go for long hikes every morning." Add even more. "I will travel to the mountains, stay in a cozy cabin, hike every morning, and take beautiful photographs of the scenery to share with my friends." With just a few layers, your future plan becomes a vivid picture. Dreams are even more powerful. Instead of saying, "One day I want a bakery," you could say, "One day I hope to open a small bakery." Add more. "One day I hope to open a small bakery where I wake up before dawn to the smell of fresh bread." Expand again. "One day I hope to open a bakery, wake up before dawn, bake croissants and sourdough bread, and welcome my neighbors with warm smiles and delicious pastries." By practicing this way, your English connects to your deepest hopes, making it both memorable and motivating. Imagination also trains fluency. Try what-if sentences. For example, "If I could fly, I would soar over the mountains." Add more. "If I could fly, I would soar over the mountains and see the world from above." Add again. "If I could fly, I would soar over the mountains, race with the birds, and visit any country I wanted." These creative exercises push your English beyond the ordinary and prepare you for spontaneous conversation. And then comes storytelling, the ultimate fluency skill. Storytelling combines everything: objects, actions, emotions, senses, memories, and imagination. For example, instead of just saying, "Yesterday I went to a bookstore," you could tell, "Yesterday I wandered into a little bookstore downtown. It was quiet, smelled of old paper and coffee, and the owner, an elderly man named Mr. Chen, recommended a thrilling mystery novel." Suddenly, your English is no longer a short report, it is a living story. Here's your practice challenge. Every evening, take 5 minutes to tell one short story in English. It could be about your day, your dream, or even something imaginary. Add details, senses, emotions, and future hopes. Don't worry about mistakes. Focus on flow. Over time, you will be able to speak continuously, naturally, and confidently. This is the fifth and final step to fluency, learning to describe not just the past and present, but also your future.